Okay, good morning. We're gonna hope that this works. It has been a morning with the Wi-Fi. I'm not really sure what is up with all of that, but looks like we're working. Morning. All right, so this morning is day 9, second week in October. So excited. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2 videos from the weekend. Have to say so far, I'm looking at him over there. Skull, my favorite of so far. I almost left my laughing in the video, but I took it out. But I laughed so hard putting his eyeballs on. Best part ever. Just those big old eyes. Oh my God, it's so cute. So hope you guys enjoyed them. This week we're going to be working with cutters that are from Kaleidacuts for the first 4 days. And then the last day is just a rectangle. So that's a pretty common cookie cutter that we all have. So if you've never shopped Kaleidacuts cutters, super good cutters. Love most of her stuff. I think her and Judith probably from Sweet Design Shop are the 2 cutter places I kind of go to first, just because I really like their designs. Their cutters are always pretty easy um, to do in regards to glaze. They're really easy they're simple, but they're cute. So I'm always looking for that because for the most part, especially like these cookies this week, they're going to be at a show that I'm at later on in the month. So whenever I'm looking for cutters that are more what I'm going to actually use for business, I do tend to go to those 2 ladies because they're usually pretty simple, but very cute. And most people just love them. So Kaleidacuts, I think, is on Etsy, and I think she has her own website. I'm not 100% on that. I usually get them off of Etsy just because I'm usually getting other stuff. Um, but yeah, she's got some really cute cutters, so check them out. This one is the ghost with the bat, and I probably should have grabbed a link for that, but I'll get it here in a minute, and I'll put it on the pay on the in the drop it. I'll drop it in the comments. It's Monday, right? So today we're gonna work on that one. This one you can see because this is the whole cutter. This is what the shape of the cutter is. This one needs a background. Again, I think I'm looking at all the cutters over there. I think maybe Thursday and Fridays are the only 2 that we won't have a background on. So this background is gonna be orange today. You can make it any color. I wanted to go a little bit different because I know I don't want to do white because the ghost is white. So I don't really want to use white as the background. Um, and I wanted that to be purple. So I was just trying to find a really fun color that would go along with all of this and picked orange. I think lime green would also, we're going to use lime green later in the week, but lime green would also be a cute color in the background. And you could also just do black in the background and then do a white ghost and a purple bat. All sorts of combinations. You could do different patterns on the background if you wanted to. Really, you're only going to see a little bit of it here in between the bat and the ghost, the bat balloon and the ghost. So this morning I went ahead and flooded the background orange, and right now I'm going to go ahead and put on a couple of the pieces that of how I would go. Let me put it up here. I think I knock them off whenever I have them over here. Okay, we'll put it up there. So I'm going to do, if you see the bat up there in the little picture, the wings are on the back of the bat, basically balloon, and the ears I feel like are on the back. And then there's this little hand from the ghost that's like on the back. So I'm just going to do all of those little steps first. And his little hand is like coming up. So I'm just going to make it come up. It's not anything too bad. Since I flooded this morning, I should not get craters. Should not. All right, and then I'm going to do the bat wings. I am going to outline them with detail glaze, and then I will flood them with regular glaze. You can use the cutter to help you. If you don't want to use the cutter, then I would wait just a little bit, and you could use your projector to do it. You don't necessarily have to wait. Um, I'm just envisioning this as the circle where the balloon is. So I'm just going to go ahead and start my wing kind of right where the cutter starts the wings. And I'm just going to follow the cutter. And she has hers kind of loopy a little bit. I'm going to do mine a little bit more pointy. Hers are kind of bubbly. I'm just going to kind of do mine pointy. And I just basically did the same thing on the other side. I know that some of that's going to be covered up because of the fact that, oh yeah, the ears. Some of that's going to be covered up with the bulk of the balloon. I just want to make sure that I go down far enough that it will get covered up by the balloon. And then I'm just going to flood these in with regular glaze. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It was nice and cool here in Kansas City, so it was a lovely weekend. All right, I'll get these kind of pointed down. Anytime I use detail glaze and I'm mixing it basically with regular glaze, I like to just kind of wiggle it a little bit and allow the icings to kind of meld together. So maybe I can zoom in and kind of show you that. Let me see. How close can we get? Okay, so right in here, you can see my outline and the regular glaze. I just kind of take and just wiggle the icing a little bit. And when you do that, it allows all the icings to basically become one instead of being two different. Instead of it being an outline and a flood, it will just mold into one. And I'm just kind of touching it. Just kind of touching it so you can see that it went into two instead of into just being one. So the ears, I would do the same thing. I would go ahead and flood those. And then you can just kind of tap on them, kind of move the icing around a little bit. You could shake your cookie, but I just find with these little areas here, it's just a lot easier to just take and use your scribe to just kind of wiggle and touch and move a little bit. And then when you do that, you have one continuous kind of line, right? All right. So now we've got that. So these would be kind of those first steps that you can do on the cookie to kind of let it dry for maybe a little bit, like half an hour. I'm going to go ahead and put my balloon line here. This is going to kind of come around. So I'm just going to, again, I'm just making sure that it's covered up. Make sure my icing is going to actually come out of the bag. So I'm just going to kind of put the balloon trail here, connect it to the hand so that it can be covered up by the balloon once I put the body on. And again, I would just let these dry for maybe like an hour, probably. The base flood I did at 8 o'clock this morning, so it's been 2 hours. Adding these little sections on top did not crater or did not like do anything to that bottom flood. So then I would just wait maybe another hour before you started to add stuff. If you wait a little bit, like if you only wait half an hour, sometimes even these will start to like ripple. So that's why I usually wait like at least an hour to do the next steps, just so that you don't ripple any icing. Okay. All right. So here's mine. Now on this one, I did it with a marker and I don't really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and redo my line here. My balloon line. Okay. And you can see I've already done the bat as well. I already did the circle on the bat. I went ahead and flooded her just so that we can add the eyes to this one. And so yeah, I just drew basically a circle and I kind of went over it a couple times just to make sure that I had it the way that I wanted to. And then I just flooded it. So I did it with just regular glaze and then flooded it with regular glaze. If you wanted to, you can add in some pink. I'm going to do some pink cheeks on the ghost. but I didn't do it on the back because I forgot. So I am going to use also some of the bigger PME balls for their eyes. If you use the PME ones, they don't bleed most of the time. I have had them bleed some of the time, but I think that's more my house being humid than it is the PME tips. So if you're worried about the bleed, I would say add your eyeballs, regardless of what you're going to use. Just add your eyeballs fairly quickly to the white, um, so that you have the opportunity to the icings dry simultaneously instead of one drying faster and pulling in that icing. Um, yeah, so there's all sorts of like tips that you can do to help you with that. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but at least if you're using that, then you at least know that it's going to give you hopefully a little bit of an advantage. All right, so I'm going to kind of use my cutter to help me make this little ghost. And I'm just going to just do it just like she had her image. This is another reason why I love using Kaleidacuts cutters, um, and I know there's other cutter people. I love all the cutter people. I try to shop all the cutter people all the time. So please don't think that these people are just like the only ones I use. I have other cutter people that I absolutely love. But I like to try to talk about why I love certain cutter people who, I tend to go to the most and for what reason. But most cutters are super cute and love. I will buy. I'm an equal cutter shopper. uh, Equal cutter shopper. Most of the time, like this one, I'm so excited for this one for the show that I'm going to do. I don't want to cut my hole bigger because I have to use my white here in a little bit for an order, so I don't want to cut it bigger. So I'm going to squeeze it out the way that I have done in the past. I'm just squeezing some at the bottom just so that I can go a little bit faster. I don't know if it actually does go faster, but we'll try. Oh, is it nice? Thank you. Okay. So once I get this flooded, this big part of the ghost, then I'm going to drop in some cheeks, but I'm going to make sure that she's pretty filled. This bag was cut pretty small, so I can see some places where she's kind of lacking in some icing. So I'm going to let that kind of sink down and just goes nice and smooth. So cute. And then I'm going to take this pink. This is just, I think it's just a little bit of hot pink from Sugar Art. I think it's the hot pink. It's just a little touch of it. Still loving all the Sugar Art food gels. They're so fantastic. The only downside that I have but now that I know that they do it, I can catch it. The lids, when you do use them and then you open them, sometimes it has like a little dried piece. And so that is nice to have like a fuzz. There we go. Um, that is nice to know that that happens and be able to like catch it before you. Goodness gracious, the fuzz is high today. I don't know if that's from my curtains or what. Like it will not come out. It's like stuck in there. Don't you love fuzz? Just don't under. Where does it come from? Okay. Oh yay! Finally, it's gone. Okay. Um, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, sugar. So when you open them, they have like a flip top cap. They get a little crusty like food gel in them. So now I check those because I definitely have had a little bit of like moments. It's fallen into my icing and I've had to like pull it out. So I'm just going to put in some cute little cheeks. Wherever you put your cheeks, you're going to put your eyes kind of above that. So, but I wanted to do it fairly quickly. so that I can add in the eyes. So the cheeks would be there, and then if you look at our little thing, his little eyes are just kind of right above that. I was just looking on that. So I'm just gonna lightly push it down. I don't really want it to like sink way, way down. No, it's on. I definitely want it to be on the ghost, but I don't want to push them all the way down. I do want them to set up a little bit. And even though you have these as, the ghost or as the eyeballs, you can still put highlights on them. And the light in this room is already giving me the highlight, so I know I can put it wherever, but it's right here. You can put it on the other side if you want to. You don't have to stay on that side, but I just if you wanted to, you can also use like a white poppy paint if you wanted to. Isn't that cute? Um, you could use some white poppy paint and paint the little highlights in the eyes. You could leave the total highlights off. No big deal either way. I think it's cute regardless. And it has a little hand here, but I can't put the hand here right now because of the fact that it is still really wet. So I'm going to go ahead and put the little smile. We're just going to put, you could make a little boo face, a little boo mouth if you wanted to. I'm just going to put a little bitty smile. That is detail glaze so that it will stand up just a little bit. So cute. Okay, so let's work on the bat. I'm hoping this has enough time. If we work on the bat and come back, I should be able to put the arm on because, like I said, there is another arm kind of right in this area. So hopefully we'll be able to. That might still be a little too wet, but I'm going to work on the ghost. All right, so the ghost has already been flooded. This was flooded an hour ago. So I can't really put these in unless I wanted to drop down some other icing. If you want to put them in and push them in, you probably could. Where are we at? Okay. You could do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and use detail glaze. I have it here, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this on. So I'm just going to pipe on some big eyes with some detail glaze, and then I'm going to go back and I'll put those highlights in there with that same white icing. I'm going to turn it upside down so that's a little easier to work, all right? Detail glaze will go flat eventually. It does take some convincing. You can see I'm tapping it and all of the things. So you can make it go flat. It just takes a little convincing. I'm going to try to put the highlights in the same place that I put them on the ghost so that they're looking the same. Okay. So cute. All right. And then the little bat has a cute little mouth, kind of like a wiggly mouth. And then we're going to put two little fangs, of course. So I'm going to make his mouth pretty big, and I'm going to kind of curve it almost like a W, a like crazy W. He's so cute. He's so cute. All right, and now I'm going to do his little teeth, and I'm just going to drop in a dot here. Well, that's probably and a dot there. And then I'm going to use my scribe to create the tooth looking. So I'm going to kind of pull it up to a point and pull it up to a point. I find this is much easier than trying to use your piping bag to create a triangle, basically. I just put a dot and then I will just pull it up to a point. Okay. He has some wicked teeth. Look at that. He's so cute. Oh, that's so cute. All right, I'm going to try detail glaze on that hand. So the hand is just kind of under, it's coming up the same direction that the other hand is. This might ripple the icing. So, ultimately I probably would have moved a little bit, but can do it like that. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can just lightly tap on that. It's very, very light. So it's fine, but I would definitely wait. I think I'll wait and go back over it maybe in like half an hour to an hour. You can see the hand is there, but it's just kind of really light. But isn't this so cute? You can definitely get a little bit of sparkle if you wanted to with some glitter. You could definitely do the bat with some glitter, but it's so cute. Such a cute little cutter from Kaleidacuts. I'm so excited that I got it, and I know that I will be able to use this cutter multiple years in a row, and yeah, so excited. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. This was day 9. Tomorrow, we're gonna work on a spider web. So cute. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.